Good day, everyone. Today, we discuss our research journal about spatial distribution and clustering of successive earthquake along the Philippine Fault Zone, Philippine from 2000 to 2025. Now, I will discuss the background of our study. Earthquakes are considered among the most destructive natural hazards because they result from the sudden release of strain energy along tectonic faults. Here, in the Philippines, one of the most significant fault system is the Philippine Fault Zone, or the PFZ. This is a major left lateral strike-slip fault system that accommodates the movement between the Philippine Sea Plate and Sunda Plate. Because of this tectonic interaction, the Philippine Fault Zone has produced numerous strong and damaging earthquakes throughout history. This event continued to pose serious threats to lives, infrastructure, and the national economy. According to the PhilVox DOST, the Philippine Fault is one of the world's major active faults. It spans around 1,250 kilometers, cutting across Luzon all the way down to Mindanao. This fault absorbs trench parallel motion that comes from the oblique convergence between the Philippine Sea Plate and the Philippine Archipelago, making it a key source of seismic activity. Earthquake occurrence along the Philippine Fault Zone is influenced by several factors, including fault segmentation, stress transfer, and the overall tectonic structure. A geostatistical analysis of seismic hazard covering the year 1975 to 2019 using methods such as GTIS-org-G and Ansilin Local Morans 1 identified persistent earthquake hotspots. These hotspots were found mainly in southern province located near major trenches, confirming that earthquake disturbance along the Philippine Fault Zone is not random but follow distinct clustering patterns, as noted by Delig and San Juan in 2019. For our objectives, this study aims to address this gap by analyzing the spatiotemporal migration and segmentation-controlled behavior of earthquakes along the Philippine Fault Zone using geologically justified time intervals. Specifically, it seeks to, first, describe the spatiotemporal migration and segmentation-controlled behavior of earthquakes near the Philippine Fault Zone using selective year intervals with geological justification. Second is to identify the statistical nature of successive earthquake spacing. Next is to examine the interaction between earthquakes clustering and Philippine Fault Zone geometry based on proximity findings from literature. And last is to compare clustering characteristics in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, determining which region exhibits strongest successive events aggregation. Related literature. First, the Philippines in the Ring of Fire and seismic hazard content. The Philippines lies in the Pacific Ring of Fire, where active plates and faults cause frequent earthquakes. Earthquakes tend to cluster along major fault systems like the Philippine Fault Zone rather than occurring randomly. This makes tectonic structure very important when studying earthquakes and spacing the patterns. Next is the Philippine Fault Zone structure and earthquake influence. The geometry of the Philippine Fault Zone strongly controls where earthquake occurs. Segmented and branching fault structure cause earthquake to cluster along linear faults corridor. Differences in slip rates along segments explain why some regions show stronger clustering than others. And for the last, successive earthquake occurrence and clustering patterns. Large earthquake sequence in the Philippines shows that earthquakes often occur close together in space and time when fault segments interact. This event can involve multiple fault strands, which still produce tight spatial cluster. This supports the use of hotspot and density mapping to identify active fault-controlled zones.
For our workflow, in the study, the workflow was designed to analyze patterns of successive earthquakes along the Philippine Fault Zone from 2000 to 2025. Using a combination of PBOX data and finding from published scientific studies, we first compiled the complete earthquake catalog from PBOX and verified basic information such as magnitude, depth, and epicentral coordinates using USGS and ISC references. This ensured that our data condition was accurate and consistent across international catalogs. Next, we divided the dataset into 5 geologically justified time intervals from 2000 to 2004, 2005 to 2009, 2010 to 2014, 2015, 2019, and 2020 to 2025. These intervals were selected based on dormant tectonic bases, including straight build-up major earthquake cascade like the 2019 Cotabato to Davao sequence and Sub Subsequent relaxation periods, the segmentation allowed us to examine how migration patterns and clustering behavior change over time. We identified successive events pairs by tracing each earthquake and the event immediately following it in a time. Instead of computing new distance or running statistical models, we compared this temporal change with established findings from previous studies, such as literature on short distance clustering, log normal spacing behavior, and near fault confinement. This allowed us to interpret our catalog using well-supported scientific frameworks. We also incorporate fault geometry from published Philippine fault zone maps, comparing the epicenters in our catalog with studies describing vents, stepovers, and plays along the fault. Finally, we synthesize everything through regional comparison, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, drawing from both our observed temporal sequences and existing hotspot, geodetic, and seismotectonic studies. Through this workflow, we produced an interpretation that is robust, literature backup, and directly relevant to understanding Philippine fault zone clustering behavior.
In the results section, we examine how earthquakes along the Philippine Fault Zone behave from 2000 to 2025. The analysis revealed clear spatiotemporal migration patterns. During the early interval 2000 to 2004, earthquake activity was widely distributed, suggesting diffuse strain buildup. But starting 2005, patterns shifted. Events became increasingly confined to specific segments, especially in southern Mindanao and the Leyte Samar corridor. The most intense clustering occurred in 2015 to 2019, coinciding with the Cotabato-Davao multi-segment earthquake cascade. Next, we analyzed statistical spacing between successive events. We found that most distances follow a log normal pattern, which indicates that clustering is driven by hierarchical stress transfer rather than random processes. Background events displayed exponential behavior, while rare long distance jumps showed a power law signature. This shows that the PFZ behaves like other segment strike slip system worldwide. Hotspot section further confirmed persistent cluster in Surigao, Masbate, Leyte Samar, Cotabato, and Davao. These zones align with structural features like vents, stepovers, and splays. Finally, regional comparisons show that Mindanao has the highest clustering intensity, followed by Visayas, while Luzon exhibited more diffuse background type seismicity. Together, this result shows that the PFC's behavior is strongly controlled by geometry, segmentation, and regional tectonics. Moving on, we interpret these results by emphasizing that successive earthquakes along the VFC are not random. They are structurally controlled. The migration patterns across the five intervals shows that early diffuse activity gradually transitions into concentrated clustering along mechanically active segments. This indicates that fault segmentation plays a major role in directing how stress accumulates and transfers between adjacent structures. The dominance of log normal spacing highlights that the earthquakes in the Philippines follow a multiplicative cascade process. This means that when stress accumulates along lock patch of the VFC, the resulting rupture can trigger nearby segments in a chain-like manner. This is clearly seen in the during 2015 to 2019 Mindanao sequence, where several interacting splays activated in rapid succession. Persistent hotspot identified in Surigao, Leyte Samar, Masbate, Cotabato, and Davao reveal long-term seismogenic memory. These areas were stress repeatedly concentrated due to structural complexity. Comparing regions also showed that Mindanao's intense clustering is driven by its dense network of splays and bends, while Luzon's more linear segments produce more dispersed seismicity. Overall, this demonstrates that PFC's geometry and mechanical segmentation strongly control clustering, migration, and earthquake triggering.
Study demonstrate that the Philippine fault zone exhibits strongly non-random segmentation-controlled earthquake behavior from 2000 to 2025. Successive event spacing, hotspot analysis, and regional comparisons all point to the same findings that Philippine fault line zone activity is controlled by fault geometry, segment interaction, and stress transfer pathways. The short spatial and temporal distance observed in Mindanao and the Visayas indicate that these areas are governed by tightly coupled segments that promote cascading rupture sequence. Statistical analysis further confirmed that log-normal clustering is the dominant behavior, reflecting hierarchical stress loading typical of segment strike sleep system. Persistent hotspot along Surigao, Leyte to Samar, Masbate, Cotabato, and Davao reinforce the idea of structural memory and repeated strain locations. Regionally, Mindanao stand out as the most active and high-risk domain, while Luzon experienced more distributed background seismicity. These findings have important implications for seismic hazard assessment. They suggest that hazard model should integrate delta R over density statistics, fault proximity matrix, and hotspot persistence to better identify high-risk zones. Future research should incorporate column stress modeling, better offshore fault, and integration with geodetic data to further improve forecasting and preparedness. Ultimately, the study provides strong evidence that Philippine fault zone behavior is controlled by segmentations, mechanical couple, mechanical coupling, and long-term stress interactions.